Retro Rob plays everything.
Hey, Rob here, and it's time for yet another haul video. I usually don't do them this often, but I've picked up a bunch of stuff and I really need to get it cleaned out of this area so I can maybe move again and don't trip and possibly kill myself. So I'm going to get started. There's a lot of just different stuff in here. I'll just go through it a little bit and maybe tell you a little bit about each of the items and what my plans are for them, if I have any plans. I'm going to start with the PS2 controller. My wife found this at Goodwill. I know, very exciting, but I have a really serious PS2 controller shortage. I've got a lot of DualShocks, but DualShock 2s, I don't know why, cannot find them. And I have like probably about 6 PS2s at this point, and I've sold like 3 of them before we moved. And I don't know, I guess I sold them each with like 2 controllers. I thought I had a lot more controllers than I did, but I'm low now, so I have her hunting all over for them. And every time I find them on Craigslist, people want ridiculous prices. Come on, people, really? I mean, 20 bucks a piece for a DualShock. I use DualShock. There were some on Facebook this week. It was missing like the rubber cover on the right side, and they wanted 10 bucks a piece for them. It's like, come on, ridiculous. I think the stuff's gold, but anyway, I guess, you know, you can charge whatever you're gonna get for them. I can't really say anything about that, but anyway, real happy about this. Just a few bucks, so I'm thrilled, and I really do need them. Some other stuff came in the mail. I think I mentioned this. I think I mentioned this stuff last week, that I was gonna have more Game Gear stuff coming in, and here we got a Japanese blue Game Gear. Apparently this is Japanese. I don't see anything that indicates that it's Japanese. But anyway, I think it's a US Game Gear and they just have Japanese, I bet this is a US Game Gear and they just had a Japanese game with it, and the people at Goodwill assumed it was a Japanese one. But anyway, here we go. We've got a Game Gear in blue. It actually does work, and it works fairly well. As usual with these, oops, do I not have batteries in here? Apparently, either I don't have batteries or I ran out of batteries on it. But anyway, you do have to lean it back a bit to see it. That's not a big deal for me because I bought a cap kit, and I'm going to put a LED backlight on these because if they're left stock, they only get about 3 hours battery life out of them. And if you put in an LED backlight, not LCD, LED backlight, well, it's still an LCD. Anyway, let's not go into this. Anyway, if you put in an LED backlight, its battery life about doubles. Plus, it looks like way better than the kind of dim lighting you get off of it by default. Also got a new glass screen for the front of it, and I think I mentioned I got new capacitors for it too, so it'll be all upgraded. It does have the back covers. I've always wanted the blue one, and I've always wanted the red one, so I'm starting to get these. And I think I mentioned last time that the prices on these have been going up. So I did get like a Japanese game with it, some kind of puzzle game. If you know the name of it, and you read, was it Kenji? Do me a favor, tell me what this game is. I suppose I could probably do a Google search on it and figure it out, but it did indeed come with the game, the cover. Sorry. It actually is the game. And then it came with all the inserts, like the instructions and everything. So I'm pretty thrilled about that. Of course, you know, Game Gears are universal, so they can run the Japanese games and the American games, no problem. Also got, with the same pack, by the way, I think it was like $40 delivered for this one, so it was a pretty good deal, maybe $45. I got Rystar, which I actually like quite a bit. I always did like this game, so I'm happy to be getting that. Lion King, not bad. Columns, I actually do like Columns too. I used to play it a lot on the Genesis. It's not, you know, nothing super special, and I think I got another copy of it last week. What is this? I don't know this one. Deep Duck? Deep Duck Trouble. I have not played this one yet. If anybody knows this game, has an opinion on it, let me know. I just never played it. Never even heard of that one. Is that like a Darkwing Duck game, or is it just a regular one? Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which comes with, of course, every Game Gear that you ever buy, because everybody bought it. Really good game, though. The Jungle Book, somebody liked Disney, but Disney games do pretty well. Sonic Spinball. Like this game, too. I actually like this game quite a bit. Oh, there is something else I want to tell you about that I picked up. Maybe I'll probably pause the camera for a minute and show you it. But it's not to do with this anyway. It's to do with Sega, though. Aladdin. Oh, this one's going to be everywhere. This video is going to have the whole I'm not paying any attention to what I'm doing thing going. All right, there we go. Miss Pac-Man. 45 minutes of me just holding up Miss Pac-Man. You're getting very sleepy. Very sleepy. You probably were before. Okay. Everything came with manuals. I believe it also... I'm going to check this. It also came with the little Sega posters. That would show you what other great Sega stuff you can get here. Flip it. I always like these, actually, quite a bit. Whenever I get them, I do tend to keep them. Even if, like, most of the lot I sell off, I only bought it for one thing. If it happens to have these in it, I tend to pick them up because I just like looking at them. I think they're neat. But anyway, yeah, manuals for everything, including the Game Gear. Game Gears, I don't know, for some reason, people tend to keep the manuals for Game Gear games. So I have a lot of Game Gear manuals. And most lots I buy, I shouldn't say most lots I buy, but about half the lots I buy actually do have manuals in it for Game Gear, which is totally untrue of other lots. Just unusual. All right, keep going. I got a lot to go through still. This one I already did a video on. I did it like right away after we bought it. My wife and I have been playing it a little bit, and it's really good. Fast Food for the Atari 2600. That is really a good game. It's actually a lot of fun. Raiders of the Lost Ark. I think I got another copy of this last video. Played it with my dad a lot. Really liked that game too. Mostly for the memories, of course. It wasn't necessarily the greatest game in the world, but you know the memories you make with your family are that's the thing that made the game great a lot of the time, especially in Atari. Galaxian, I might or might not have a copy of that. I'm pretty sure I do. Coconuts. This is another Telesis game, proving that Telesis I think it's Telesis, isn't it? This is Telesis, isn't it? Yeah, Telesis, yeah. Proving that Fast Food was kind of a fluke for them, because that game's not real good. Another copy of Pac-Man. Asteroids. No front cover. Son of a gun. Happens to me all the time. Jungle Hunt. Not sure if I had this one for the Atari 2600. I'll go look in the back. But a nice copy of it. Miss Pac-Man. Not bad. Good front and back. Same with Combat. Because, you know, one can never have too many copies of Combat. Oh, but wait. They obviously knew it. Because I got 2 copies of Combat. Can I at least get different ones? No. One's glossy and one's not. Jeez. Warlords. Again, I just got a copy of this last week again. No front, though. So that one's not going in the collection. It's going in the bin. Yara's Revenge. Another good copy of that one. Riddle of the Sphinx. I had this game for years and I didn't have the manual for it. And I had no idea how to play it. You know, I kept playing it. I actually finally watched a video on how to finish this game. I might make another video of it because as I remember, That video was done a really long time ago, and the video quality wasn't very, wasn't very good. One can argue that my video quality isn't that good either, but darn it, I try. I'm going to guarantee this isn't Warlords. Warlords by Parker Brothers. No. Mystery game. Laser Blast. I do not have this in my current collection, which is a good find for me. I mean, it's not like it's an uncommon game or anything, but I used to love this game when I was a kid. I actually could play it until I just got tired of playing it. I don't think I've ever... well, I mean, I'd never finished in that time back then. I never actually, like, finished by dying, generally. I could just play on and on and on until it just until I just got sick of playing. It's kind of an easy game. Space Invaders, again, need more of those. It's still a fun game, though. Don't get me wrong. It's great stuff, but it's not particularly difficult. Donkey Kong. Pitfall, just got my first copy of Pitfall a couple weeks ago. That might not be true. I think I found another copy of it after that video. You know what, I'm going to correct that. I think I already had a copy of Pitfall that I had gotten in a haul and just didn't note it. Hubert, got plenty of those. Lock and Chase. Great game, already have it. Probably do a video on Lock and Chase one of these days. The big thing about this particular lot, it wasn't a particularly well-priced lot. I think I paid like 30 bucks for it. There was only a few games that I was really interested in it too, but the big thing, of course, is that the games all came with manuals. So I've got manuals on top of manuals, and I also have a number of where are they? Yeah, see, of these little books. And I'll probably, if anybody's interested in it, I'll do a video of just basically flipping through some of these books and showing them to you, because I think they're really interesting. You know, they would discuss the product line. Every once in a while, there'll be a product listed in these that never actually came out, which is kind of cool too. You know, the homebrew scene, or not the homebrew, but the aftermarket scene is pretty darn good now at finding games that were never released, or just there was one or two copies of it, or, you know, went into limited release or whatever. So a lot of these games you do end up seeing eventually, but at the time they weren't released. Boy, I'm a talker today. What? Keep going? All right, so today we went thrifting, and today I had a really good day, and this is what kind of motivated me to clean. So I bought a bunch of crap. This actually wasn't, this came out before it, sorry. I found this at Goodwill for $5 and picked it up. And this tells you how dry it's been. At our local thrifts, it's been really, really dry. So I picked up a Novalogic game for $5. Seriously, it was like the only thing I picked up in like in a thrift shop for like weeks. It had been really bad. So anyway, we go I had to go take care of a phone problem, and we had to go out of our area. So I hit a few thrift shops, and we actually came upon a big group of thrift shops. Like in 2 blocks, there was like 5 of them. So I went to the first 2, and you can kind of tell where my mindset was with collecting, because I picked up Corvette for the PS2, which is actually not too bad of a pickup, but you know, it's nothing special. It's, you know, just a common thing. You see it every once in a while. Racing games, for whatever reason, tend to not sell. These range from like $1.50 to $3. The next big load of these, you could assume they were all like $3 a piece, unless I say otherwise. Oh, this one was 2. All right, fine. Halo Combat Evolved. I realize it's just Halo and they're common, but this is a really clean one, so I'm really happy about picking that up. I mean, I realize it's, like, again, not uncommon, but it is pretty unusual to find it in decent shape, because everybody actually played their copies, you know? All right, Thrillville. Totally where my head was at. For $2.50. Never played Thrillville. There's some people that really are into this game. We'll see how that is. Pro Street, Need for Speed. Never played this game either. I generally have liked the Need for Speed series, so I figured I'd try it out. Sled Storm was $1.50. I actually loved the original PlayStation version of this. We used to play the heck out of, and I absolutely loved it, so I figured, we'll check this one out. Fun stuff. All right, so that was like the first two of the thrift shops we went to, and then we came over to a third thrift shop, and at this third one, it was amazing. I walked in and looked over to my right, and the entire front glass was filled with PS2 games and Xbox games. I'm pretty sure I didn't even pick up any Xbox. Oh yeah, I did, a couple. But it was packed with them. And it was being sold just $2.99 a piece. All of them were $2.99 a piece unless otherwise marked. And they were all lumped together. And there was like cool stuff and just sports games and everything. So all the crap I hated, all the crap I loved. And they basically just let us go behind the counter because it was literally behind glass, just stacks of these, and they just let me dig through them. So here's what I picked up. I'm pretty darn happy with it. Ugh. The original Sly Cooper, I think. I think this is the original Sly Cooper game. And then manual. There is the back for you. And then Sly Cooper 2. I've only played Sly Cooper on the PSP. So I can only assume that's as good as that game, I would think. Sly Cooper 3. Seeing a pattern here? Back. No manual. Bummer. But most of these are pretty much complete. iNinja, which I've never heard of. I mean, never even seen this game anywhere. Don't know if it's common or not, but for $2.99 and the way things have been going, just let it go. There we go. Unfortunately, no manual. Powerdrome. Actually been looking for this. It was kind of a popular game within my circle of friends at the time, and pretty good. It's not like it's rare or anything, but people just snap up PS2 games by me, so you never see them. There. So I would have had to gone online. Area 51, gun game as I recall. I'll have to pick up a gun. I have one CRT left in my collection. That one I got from a friend of mine, Travis, who picks them up by the pallet. Just crazy. I gotta show you that one of these days because it's really, it's a very nice one. It's a Sony one, PVM. It's really cool. Next we have Final Fantasy X, or X if you please. Again, I realize some of these are actually, it averages out because some of these are worth a lot more than I paid. Some of them aren't. Some of them are just right dead there. But, you know, eBay pricing is pretty rough on some of these. So if I bought them all singly, I'd be having a problem. And this is all stuff I would have picked up, like, singly. So, not a big one. I mean, not a bad thing. Let's keep going. There's more in the stack. I'm running out of talk energy here, folks. I gotta quit staring at the screen. I'll look in the camera. Burnout 3 Takedown. I wasn't sure whether I had this one, but I know it's good, so I love the Burnout series. Great here. Great racing games. Really fun to play, so grab that. I'm pretty sure I might have it on the my hacked Xbox back there. I probably have the original too. That's probably where I dumped it from. But anyway, not bad to have it on the PS2. The PS2's one of only 2 consoles that I keep in my living room. So like our TV room. Sorry, our living room doesn't even have a TV in it. But our TV room, we have just the Xbox One and a PS2. So if I'm not going to come back here, I could play it on that TV in there, you know, while the wife's doing something else. Anyway, Ratchet and Clank. Going Commando. I love their names for these. Checking out all the discs, they've all been pretty clean, believe it or not. There's only been a couple scratches between the whole set of these, so they've been really pretty well taken care of. Even the ones that look kind of chewed up in the box have been pretty good. Up your, up your arsenal. There we go. Jack and Daxter. This is all at the same place. I'm not kidding. Like, I think somebody must have just dumped their collection. Nope, no manual there. Unfortunate. Jack 3. With manual. There's the back. And then they had a couple of things behind glass. Darn it, I'm missing it. Where is it? Oh, yeah, here it is. 2 things behind glass. Dead or Alive Ultimate, which is absolutely new in box. The seal is unopened. It was $16.99. And I looked it up online. I kind of took a risk on it. I hadn't seen it in the wild, but, you know, that's not unusual around here. Because, again, like I said, we're picked clean around here. I took a little bit of a risk on it. I knew that Dead or Alive often would get a little bit, you know, was worth a little bit. So I thought maybe sealed, the 2 would do okay. And it was okay. I did okay. It ranged from like 25 bucks delivered. I'm looking at sold auctions on eBay to around 50 if somebody apparently was desperate for it. It's not like I'm going to resell it. I have no plans to resell it, but I thought it'd be interesting thing to have and put in the case maybe, or maybe I'll do an unboxing on it if somebody's super interested in unboxing like a 10-year-old game. This one, I did get it for $5, so this one was not as marked. Star Trek Conquest, I wasn't sure about this one either, and I ended up at the end of the day with 2 copies of it. Yeah, about broke even on this one. I think it's like $5, but it's a Wii game, and I don't run into Wii games that often in the wild. So that's another thing that is totally picked clean around here at thrift stores. You almost never find, you know, like a normal Wii game. It's almost always like a couple crappy sports games or some kids games. So an actual Star Trek game is okay. Next, we've got the final pickups at the final place. It isn't a lot of things at the final place, but the prices were great and the games were darn interesting. We had Metal Arms, which is an interesting game, for $1 for the Xbox. I love Xbox games. Outrun 2 for $3 for the Xbox. And usually the places really know the prices of these, but in this case they just, I don't know, they priced them really low. So for actually it's $3.75 for Outrun 2, which is pretty darn good. Another copy of Star Trek Conquest, this time for the PlayStation 2, $2.75, and this puppy is sealed. So it's sealed in the box, and I'll probably keep it that way because I can play it on the Wii if I want to. Finally, this is another one of well, this isn't actually finally. I got one more thing, actually 2 more things to show you. This one's another one that I'm kind of surprised they had. Unfortunately, no manual inside it, but Serious Sam 2 for the Xbox Heck yeah, that's really good. I'm really happy to have found that. Another game, really don't see in the wild very often. Not around here anyway, because it just gets picked up. I mean, again, like I said, it's been... we're so picked clean around here in my area because we kind of get raked across the coals being a little bit south of Milwaukee. We're like, I'm in between Chicago and Milwaukee. I mean, I know that's a long distance, but I'm like right on the border. And unfortunately, just people come in from out of town. I mean, we're like, you know, we're Illinois people and Milwaukee people, and we just get raked because of it. So it's really nice to have found a whole lot of stuff locally like this. I'm really happy about it. All right, I am going to flip off the camera for a minute, and I'm going to grab something that I want to show you. It's something I ordered actually from, I believe, France, but it's unusual, and I thought you might like it. I'm probably going to do a video on how it works out for me, but I haven't tested it yet. So hold on a second. Let me get that out, and I'll show it to you. All right, so two things left basically to talk about, and one of them is this. I will put a link down below in the description to where you can buy this if you're interested in it. I have not tested it yet. I will probably do a video testing it and talking about it because it's a unusual enough or useful enough item that I think it would be of interest to a lot of people. But basically what this is one power cable that will connect your Genesis and your 32X and your Sega CD to power. And then basically it comes without the end, so you can do it for your locality. You can use the end for your locality, and it's pretty darn cool. I like this. I mean, man, I've needed something like this for a while because if you own like the trifecta of terror, you know that it takes up a whole lot of freaking outlets. So this will definitely clean it up, assuming it works okay. I've had some people on the Facebook on the Facebook. I've had some people on the Facebook tell me that they've had some problems with this company and cables, not this particular cable. So I'm hoping that this one doesn't have a problem. Anyway, there are different models. I know somebody's going to ask this. There's different models of this depending on what Genesis you have. So I have the Genesis 1. I have the Genesis 2 and Genesis 3 too, but I have the Genesis 1 in my big old rack back here. It's pulled out. I'm pointing to myself. That's it. You know what? I'm just too much of a freaking idiot to be able to point to something behind me. That's just too much for me. I'm sorry. But anyway, you saw it back there. That in my manly chest. Jesus. Quality. I know you come here for quality video, and you're getting it. Plus, look at that. I look like Genie. All right, power supply, pretty cool. I will cover this again later in a future video and how it's worked out for me. So I will give an update on that. And I know I say I'll give an update on things a lot and don't, but this particular one I'm definitely gonna give an update on because I know not a lot of people have them. Finally, this one actually my wife forced me to get, and I'm all happy about it now. And I think this is pretty cool. It's 10 bucks. It is, I don't know. What, here. Should I set it way back here? I'd have to yell though. But anyway, it is a stand for the Wii. How am I going to say this? Nah, you know what? There's no way. I'm just going to have to power through this, alright? We have a Wii in our bedroom. And yeah, it gets kind of... It gets kind of messy. Oh, the comments. It gets kind of messy. Because, you know, you got controllers and stuff and attachments. And stuff, yeah. So this is going to organize my Wii into all one spot. And I didn't actually want to get it because I thought it was kind of goofy, but you know what? The minute we pulled it out, I said, oh man, Darlene, you were thinking, because I actually really like it. And it says Wii on it. Wii. So yeah, I like that. I'm gonna clean it up, of course, because it's a little bit yucky looking, but I think for $10 it wasn't too bad. I think I've seen it at other thrift shops earlier for more, so not too bad. Pretty good haul, I think. If you got any questions or any actual answers for some of the questions I had on some of the items, please do me a favor, comment down below. Alright, sorry about that jump there. I had a big old crying jag, you know, and had to stop recording because, you know, I just don't want you to see that welling up of tears. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, God knows you had to have if you made it this far. Do me a big old favor, give me a thumbs up, subscribe for more. I'll see you in a couple days. Bye.
Retro Rob's gaming videos.